Testing, testing.
Testing, testing, 1, 2. Testing, testing. Testing, testing, 1, 2. Testing, testing, 1, 2.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to BSU baseball between the Mount St. Mary Knights and your Bridgewater State Bears here at BSU Alumni Park. I'm Zach McMahon.
Yeah, Mike Holbrook here from Alumni Park.
Yep.
Good to see you here, Zach. Hope you had a good weekend, good holiday weekend. So, yeah, it's going to be an interesting matchup. The teams don't play very often. Mount St. Mary College, member of the Skyline Conference. They're out of Newburgh, New York. Two teams, as far as we know, have only met twice, and that was back in 2008 down in Cocoa, Florida during the Bears' two-team spring break trip. So it's been a long time since these two teams have met. Yeah, it's going to be an interesting matchup. We get the left-hander Shane Handrahan on the mound for Bridgewater State. A bit of a breeze. It's a nice day here at Alumni Park. A little bit of a wind coming in from right field. But yeah, it's a beautiful day for baseball, and I'll let you go with the starting lineup.
All right. So for the Mount St. Mary Knights, we have number 4, Jack Goodwin, leading off. Then we have...
And Goodwin's playing center field.
Goodwin's playing...
Gotcha. Yeah, I'll just run through the lineups real quick for you there, Zach, and batting second. And that first pitch was over for strike one to Mr. Goodwin. Jack Goodwin leading off things here in the top of the first inning, and he rifles one through the hole, past the diving shortstop Lindsay. He's on for a leadoff single. Here's your rest of your lineup. Batting second, the left fielder number 17, Anthony Franco. Batting third, the shortstop number 13, Devin Tate. Batting fourth, the designated hitter number 49,
Franco.
Aiden Marshall. Batting fifth, the third baseman number 6, Liam Merlin. Batting sixth, second baseman number 3, Brandon Nolasco. Batting seventh, the first baseman number 15, Shane Finch. Batting eighth, and doing the catching for the Knights is number 5, Robert Brust. And batting ninth, the right fielder number 7, Cullen Roper. And on the mound for Mount St. Mary is number 35, Matthew Borriello.
And on defense for the Bears, Shane Handrahan is on the mound. Matthew Pigeon is at catcher. Joey Mullis at his usual position at first. Got Scott Emerson at second. Lindsay at shortstop. Riley Thornell at third. Daniel Jasmine at left. Cam James at center. And the powerhouse Joey Latkowski at right field.
Yeah, Jay Wadkowski, the right fielder. James moving over to center field. We don't see Prampin or Sean Gowdy in the lineup for today's game. James typically plays left. He is playing center today. And obviously Wadkowski's a mainstay out in right field. Jasmine gets a start today in left. Foul back, behind home plate. Pigeon can't get it. Had the opportunity, but falls clean. It's just going to be a strike one. 2 balls, 1 strike.
Yeah, it was very close for Pigeon.
Yeah, it looked like a play that could have been made. I think he got a little wary of the fence, and that ball fell in safely. So Franco has another life.
Yeah, and Shane Handrahan, he has a very good ERA of 1.29. Very impressive.
Yep, pitches over for strike 2. Yeah, Handrahan, he's made 5 appearances this year. He's got 3 starts. He's got 3 wins. He's 3-0 on the year, the 1.29 ERA. He's pitched 14 innings, given up 8 hits, 3 runs, 2 earned. He's walked 9, struck out 16. Opponent's batting just 170 against him. That's fouled off. Just got a piece of it down the third base line. And we hang it 2 balls, 2 strikes. So we got a leadoff single for Jack Goodwin. This is the number 2 hitter, the left fielder, Anthony Franco. And the 2-2 pitch from Handrahan. That's bounced to short. On to second for 1. On to first. Double play. Well turned. 6-4-3 double play. And quickly there are 2 outs here in the top of the first. And that'll bring up the shortstop, number 13.
Yep, Devin Tate.
The shortstop, number 13, Devin Tate.
Devin Tate's the graduate student out of Staten Island, New York.
Yeah, leading hitter on the team's batting .338. He's appeared in 18 games, started 18. Got one double, scored 5 runs, driven in 10. Not a lot of power for St. Mary's. Grounded to second. Should be an easy play for Emerson. On to first to Molis, and that'll end the top of the first inning. A leadoff single gets turned aside with a double play, and then another ground ball to second ends it. And Handrahan has a pretty comfortable first inning as we go to the bottom of the first. No score here at Alumni Park.
Yep, we'll be back here on BSN. Alright, we're back here at the bottom of the first, with the Bears going up the bat.
I got it. Yeah, and here's Bridgewater State's lineup. Leading off, the second baseman, number 2, Scott Emerson. Batting second, the right fielder, number 15, Jay Wadkowski. Batting third, the third baseman, number 33, Riley Thornell. Batting fourth, the first baseman, number 13, Joey Molis. Batting fifth, in center field, number 3, Cam James. Batting sixth, the left fielder, number 12, Daniel Jasmine. Batting seventh, doing the catching, number 11, Matt Pigeon. Batting eighth, designated hitter, number 10, Nolan DeAndre. And batting ninth, the shortstop, number 1, Kevin Lindsay. And they will be facing the left-hander from Mount St. Mary. That is Matthew Borriello, number 35. He's made 7 appearances, 7 starts. He is 2-1 on the year with a 4.50 ERA in 32 innings. He's given up 30 hits. He's walked 13, fanned 14, given up 16 runs, all earned. And he's quickly behind Emerson, 2-0. And that pitch is up and away, 3-0. So Emerson's quickly ahead, trying to get the bottom of the first started for the Bears, get those runners on base. Obviously, Emerson a stolen base threat.
Yeah.
And that's in for strike one.
Yeah, and it was Borriello's last start on April 2nd against St. Joseph. He lost his start. He pitched 6 innings. He allowed 9 hits as the ball scored.
That's dropped into shallow right field, and a nice
catch.
Diving play by the right fielder, number 7, Cullen Roper. Shallow pop-up. He came flying in, diving, made a catch, and that's the first out of the inning. Emerson swinging a 3-1 pitch, pops it into right field for the first out of the inning. That'll bring up Jay Wadkowski. Wadkowski's batting average dipping a little bit, batting just .324. 6 doubles, couple triples, scored 21 runs, driven in 18. Trying to get him going and seeing the power a little bit more that we saw a little bit more last year. That pitch is in tight for ball 2, 2-0.
Yeah, like you mentioned about the power, it's still early in the season. He has time to regain.
Swing and a miss, strike one. Yeah, it's Not so early anymore. Already 23 games in. This is game number 24, so we're well into it. They're just hoping to kind of get him going, get a little bit more power. Still get a solid batting average. Get 6 doubles, couple of triples, and he lines a nice leaping catch by the shortstop Tate. And so far, the Knights have stolen 2 hits away from the Bears. A great running catch, diving running catch out in right field, and then a leaping snare of the line drive by Watkowski. And so the Bears could have a couple of runners on base, and they have nothing to show for it. And that'll bring up the rookie third baseman, Riley Thornell. Pitches in the dirt for ball 1. Thornell hitting .418 with 4 doubles, a triple. He's scored 14 runs driven in 21. He's walked 16 times, leads the team. Oh, see, second behind Watkowski walks. Grounded slowly to second. Over goes the second baseman. Nolasco on to first for the third out of the inning. Bears go quietly in the bottom of the first. After 1 full, no score.
Yep, we'll be back on BSN. Alright, we are back here on BSN. Up to bat for the Knights is Aiden Marshall, the designated hitter. He's wearing number 49, the freshman out of Poughkeepsie, New York. Poughkeepsie, yep. Z, yep. So Marshall is a 306 batting average.
That's grounding on 2 hops to Emerson on to first for number 1. That'll bring up the third baseman, number 6, Liam Merlin. Merlin's batting .250. He's appeared in 18 games, started 18.
Number 6, Liam Merlin.
He's got one of the 3 home runs on the season for the Knights. Also a double. He scored 9 runs. Driven in 3. That's fouled out of play. Glenn Gonzalez tried to make the catch there, but couldn't make the play. Pitch is outside. Handrehan's had himself a nice season, to date, 3-0 with a 1.29 earned run average, as we mentioned in the top of the first. Swings right through that for strike 2, a ball and 2 strikes. "16 strikeouts in 14 innings, so he's averaging more than a strikeout an inning." That's low and away. Ball 2, 2-2. But the one thing you really like about, obviously the earned run average is great. The wins and losses are terrific. That 170 batting average, even when they're putting the ball into play, he's getting outs, and that's key too. So, swing and a miss, foul tip into the mitt for strike 3. And that's the first strikeout of the afternoon for Mr. Handrahan. And that'll bring up the second baseman, number 3,
The second
Brandon
baseman,
Nolasco.
number 3, Brandon Nolasco.
Nolasco's hitting 196, 17 games, 17 starts, scored 14 runs, driven in 7.
It also has a triple this year.
And 6 doubles.
That's going to be strike 1.
Yeah, and he probably the one thing that's troubled Nolasco the most has been the strikeouts. He has fanned a team high 20 times compared to just 6 walks. That's fouled out of play.
And that's the 0-2 count. Could very well be his 21st strikeout.
That's in for a call to strike 3. Oh, quick top of the second for Handrahan. And we're zipping right through this. Inning and a half in. There is no scores. We head to the bottom of the first inning. Bottom of the second inning.
Yep. All right, we'll be back on BSN. All right, we are returning to the bottom of the second. Leading off is Joey Mullis. He's going to be followed by Cam James, Daniel Jasmine, and Pigeon at the cleanup. One highlight about Mullis is his 10 doubles.
Yeah, leads the team. A tough week last week. His average actually dipped below 300 probably the first time, but it's probably jumped right over as he smacks a single through the hole between third and short. And we Bears have a leadoff runner on here in the bottom of the second inning.
Yep, I believe that's going to be the first hit of the game for the Bears.
It is, and that'll bring up the center field. The number 3, Cam James. Cam's hitting 284. He's got a home run and 3 doubles. He's scored 17 runs, driven in 10. And that's grounded through the hole. And the Bears have something cooking here in the bottom of the second. First and second, nobody out. And Daniel Jasmine, the left fielder, will stride to the plate.
Yeah.
With an opportunity to put the Bears on top.
Yeah, those are just, 2 quick hits. First pitch, they're just getting right at it.
Yeah, they're almost in the same spot, right between third and short, right in that hole. Daniel Jasmine. He's hitting 321. He's appeared in 20 games, 15 started. He's got a couple of home runs, couple triples, 10 runs scored, 17 driven in. First pitch in for a strike. RBI opportunity for Jasmine. He swings and misses for strike 2. Like Mullis, probably their biggest kryptonite is the strikeouts. Jasmine and Mullis do tend to strike out their fair share. Trying to stay away from that here, at least get the runners over. It's in for ball 1, 1-2. One ball, 2 strikes to Dan Jasmine. Leadoff single by Mullis, followed by a base hit by Cam James. Bears have first and second, nobody out. 1-2 count to Jasmine here in the bottom of the second. That's lined into right field for a base hit. Moelis had to hold up to see if the ball was going to get through, so they're going to keep him at third, and that'll load the bases with nobody out. And up to the plate is the catcher, number 11, Matthew Pigeon. Pigeon's got a couple home runs on the season, hit them both down in Florida, in South Carolina, Myrtle Beach during their spring break trip. Pigeon's hitting 286, 2 home runs, couple doubles, a triple. He scored 13 runs and driven in 10. So Pigeon has the bases loaded, nobody out, bottom of the second, 3 straight hits to start the inning by Moelis, James, and Jasmine. That pitch is in for ball 1. And Matthew Pigeon has an RBI opportunity here.
Not just an RBI, a grand slam opportunity.
Yes, that would be nice. Gonna be tough tailing out today. The wind is blowing in from right field. You got the left-handed hitting Pigeon at the plate. That's inside ball 2. Pigeon ahead on the count, 2-0. Could get a good pitch here to hit. And he does, and he flies it into left field deep, and it's going to be over the left fielder's head. It's going to one-hop the fence. Moelis is in. James is in. They are going to hold Jasmine at third. A 2-run double for Matthew Pigeon. And that's RBI's number 11 and 12 on the season, and his third double of the year. And the Bears lead 2-0, and are threatening for more here in the bottom of the second. Bases loaded, 2-run double for Matthew Pigeon. 2 runs are in, 2-0 Bridgewater State runners. At second and third, nobody out. And the DH, Nolan DeAndrade. DeAndrade is up at the plate.
Nolan DeAndrade has 5 RBIs in the season, so...
Yeah, a couple doubles, a triple. He's in a good spot. Behind on the count, 0-1. First pitch strike from Borriello. He's run into a little trouble here in the bottom of the second inning after cruising through the top of the first. The bottom of the first, thanks in part to 2 nice very plays. That one gets away from it. That's going to be a wild pitch, and that'll bring in Daniel Jasmine and send Pigeon over to third. You could just see the ball just didn't come out of his hand right there, and it was to the backstop it went, and Jasmine comes home with the Bears' third run of the game. And it also sends Pigeon up to third. So 3-0 Bridgewater State. They got 3 runs in here in the bottom of the second, and they're threatening for more. 1 ball, 1 strike.
That was Jasmine's 11th run of the season.
And that's fouled off his leg. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Nolan DeAndrade, when he does that, he's one of the catchers on the team. You know, he's been splitting time between.
And that's grounded to third. The throw over, he is going to be safe. And that is probably going to be an error on the third baseman. He did not field it cleanly, which allowed DeAndrade to reach safely at first. Went to backhand, the ball fell out of his glove. And DeAndrade beats out the throw. The runner does hold at third base, so it's going to be runners at the corners. That's going to be an error for Mount St. Mary third baseman.
Yeah, you can
Merlin.
also make an argument, too, that Finch did jump off the bag, too.
Yeah, I think he did hold his ground. It looked like the throw was just a little bit late, and it was a little bit high. But he also didn't field it cleanly either.
Mm-hmm.
Swing and a miss by Kevin Lindsay for strike 1. Lindsay lines it into center field for a base hit. That's going to bring home a run. DeAndre is going to go to third, all the way from first to third, and the Bears have runners at the corners.
Yep, and that brought Pigeon home. And now we're going to go back to the top of the order with the second baseman, Scott Emerson.
Looks like a baseman, number 2, Scott Emerson.
Yeah. Pigeon was going to be at third anyways.
And Emerson flied out to the right fielder in the in the diving catch in the bottom of the first.
He
It's,
got him picked off. And he's safe. Stolen base.
Lindsay with the stolen base. They tried to pick him off, but Lindsay survives.
Yeah, they had him picked off at first. Lindsay was taking off on looked like first movement, and he beat the throw from the first baseman down to second, and he gets credit for a stolen base. So second and third, swing and a miss by Emerson for strike one.
Yeah, I feel like the throw to Nolasco by Finch was a little late on that too.
Ball's away. Oh, called strike on the corner. Looked like the pitch was, from our vantage point, was a little outside. But called strike two, and Emerson's behind 0-2. And that's going to be called strike three.
Yep, first out of the inning after 4 runs scored.
Yeah, I mean, after that strike two was a called strike, that one had to be a strike.
Yeah.
It's pretty much in the same spot.
Jay Watkowski.
Emerson didn't like the call, but
Yeah.
it is strike three, and nothing he can do about it, and there's one down. That pitch is high and tight for ball one to Wadkowski.
Wadkowski lined out to the shortstop in the bottom of the first.
Yeah, a great leaping play over there by Tate.
And that's going to be ball 2.
Four runs in here in the bottom of the second inning. Bears
Borriello with the 2-0 delivery.
foul tipped into the dirt for strike one. Bears got 2 more runners out there. An RBI opportunity for Wadkowski. 4 runs already in. 1 down. And that's fly. That's going to should be deep enough into center field. It's drifting back. Ibs might go over his head. Nope. Hauls it in. A good running catch. And straight away center field. By the center fielder Goodwin. But it's going to be a sacrifice fly. That run will be unearned. They both advanced. Both runners advance on the play.
Yeah, it was a tough catch for Goodwin over at center field.
Yeah, Rakowski did his job. Drove that ball deep to center. Goodwin had to range back. He stayed with it. Looked like for a moment it might be over his head, but he did a good job tracking that ball. Wadkowski gets the run home and sends the base runner
Kevin
Lindsay over to third. 2 outs, 5 runs in. Bridgewater out to a 5-0 lead here in the bottom of the second inning. Pitches away for ball 1. Riley Thornhill. 0 for 1.
Yeah, the catcher, Bruce, he's looking at Lindsay's.
Yeah, just keeping an eye on him. Thornhill grounded out to second and the bottom of the first. That's grounded foul. 2 balls, 1 strike. Relatively easy first inning for the starter, Borriello. Run into a little trouble here in the second. He's given up 5 hits. There was also an error. That pitch is up and away for ball 3, 3-1. This is the 9th batter of the inning.
And the pitch.
Grounded to first. Should be an easy play for the first baseman, Finch. He does. Steps on the bag for out number 3. But damage done. Bears push across 5 runs and lead 5-0 as we head to the top of the third.
We'll be back on BSN. All right, we are back here at the top of the third with Shane Finch, Robert Brust, and Colin Roper in the lineup for the Knights, and they'll be cleaned up by Jack Goodwin, the back to the top of the order. Brust hits it towards third, and Mullis is off the bag, and that's gonna. Yeah, and that's gonna be called a single.
Yeah, it looks like Thornhill had to range well over to his left. Was able to field the ball, but his throw was well offline, and the runner fortunately wasn't able to advance. So get credit for an infield single. And the Knights have the lead runner on here in the top of the third inning.
Yep. Here is the catcher, Robert Brust. He's the graduate student out of Shirley, New York.
Second hit of the game for Mount St. Mary. Andrehan behind, ball one. Pitches in there for strike one, 1-1. Bridgewater State sent 9 batters to the plate in a 5-run bottom of the second inning. They lead 5-0 here at Alumni Park. Beautiful day.
Robert Brust is a .244 batting average.
That's going to be a ball.
He played and started 15 games with 45 at-bats. He's had 5 doubles and a triple.
That's driven deep into left field. Daniel Jasmine's back. Gets turned on a little bit. It's going to hit the base of the fence. Jasmine gets it in quickly, but it's going to be a stand-up double.
Double for Brust.
And the Knights are threatening here in the top of the second. A long double to the base of the fence. Second and third with nobody out.
Yep. That's going to be Brust's 6th double of the season. And at bat now is Colin Roper, the right fielder, who can drive in the first runs of the game for the Knights. And that's going to be ball one. Roper is a 200 batting average. He's played in 10 games, started in 8. And he's had a home run. He's one of the 3 home runs for the Knights.
Swing and a miss. Yeah, swing and a miss, strike one. 2 balls and a strike. Roper trying to get the Knights on the board here in the top of the third inning. They have second and third with nobody out. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Andrehan blew it right by him.
Roper has been struck out 8 times this season.
That's strike 3 swinging. Good pitching by Andrehan. He's get himself in a little bit of a jam here. With second and third, nobody out. Gets the big strikeout.
And now we're back to the top of the order.
Yep, the center fielder.
Center fielder Jack Goodwin.
Yep.
Number 4, Jack Goodwin.
It was Goodwin who singled in the top of the first.
Yeah, leadoff single. Fish one through the left side. One of 3 hits today for Mount St. Mary. That pitch is away. Ball one. 1 ball, 1 strike. 1 out here in the top of the third inning. Second and third for the Knights.
Andrehan with the 1-1 delivery.
That's going to be called strike 2. And
Looked a little outside.
yeah, Gooden wasn't happy with that call. We've seen a few glares from the batters to the home plate umpire so far within the first couple innings of this game. That's going to be tapped back to the mound. He's going to hold everybody. It's going to be an infield single for Goodwin. Single to the pitcher. It's basically a swinging bunt. The runner on third did hold. No throw from Handrahan over to first, so he'll be credited with a base hit. He's 2 for 2 on the afternoon. Now the bases are loaded with 1 out.
Yeah, next up to bat is Anthony Franco. He grounded.
That's line down the left field line. That's going to be a couple runs. That's going to go all the way to the fence. 1 run is in, 2 runs are in, 3 runs are home. It's going to be a bases clearing double for Franco. And this game is now 5-3.
Yep. Franco now he's leading the team. 13 RBIs in this season for the Knights.
Yeah, and he hit that solidly. That went down the third base line all the way to the fence. 3-run bases clearing double, and it's a 5-3 game. And the shortstop, Tate, comes to the plate, trying to get the Knights to within 1, maybe even tie this one up. Wind is blowing in. Does not look like a home run type day. Pitches away, ball 1.
I mean, the ball's been close. I mean, it hit the fence.
Yeah, that double this inning, bottom of the fence. And we had the Bears, we had one driven to deep center field. Another one hop the fence and right. That's driven to the gap in right center field, and that's going to fall in. And that ball's going to get away, and it's going to allow the run to score.
All right, I believe that's going to be a single and an error.
It's on it bounced off of him. Like he got it.
And now Tate is at second. He has an RBI, and now the Knights are within 1. The score is 5-4 Bears, and Aiden Marshall, the DH, is at bat. That's going to be strike 1. Marshall grounded out at the top of the second towards Emerson. And he's got Tate at second base. And that's going to be a wild pitch. Tate is going. He gets to third. The Knights are answering back here at the top of the third. And Handrahan's having a tough time right now. All right, and we are experiencing technical difficulties. And meanwhile, Merlin of the Knights, he hit in the park, and that he hit a single, and now the second baseman Nolasco is at bat.
Second baseman, number 3, Brandon Nolasco.
And the game is tied with Merlin brought home Marshall. And he hits a foul. He battered Nolasco. Reminder that Marlin is at first. And Nolasco just hit it foul. And Merlin was just caught stealing. That's going to be the third out of the inning. Hopefully we can get the video back up. And we're going to head into the bottom of the third. Bears and Knights are tied at 5. We'll be back here on BSN, hopefully with video.
Leading off the first baseman, number 13, Joey Mullis.
All right, we got our video back, and we're at the bottom of the third with Joey Mullis is at bat for the Bears. The game is tied 5-5. We apologize for the technical difficulties. In the bottom of the second, Mullis had a single. Mullis had a foul tip, and that's going to be for strike 3. And at bat now is the center fielder Cam James, who singled in the second.
Number 3, Cam James.
And that's going to be a ball 1. And I'm going to have a new partner now. Mr. Matt Donahue, introduce yourself.
Yeah, glad to be back on. Zach showed up midway again, and I can tell you this looked like a much different game when I first got here than it has become over the last half inning and change or so. Mount St. Mary's has really snapped back into form.
And at bat is Daniel Jasmine, the left fielder.
Number 12, Dan Jasmine.
Jasmine had a single that made the bases loaded and scored on the wild pitch in the second inning.
This is a guy this program's definitely excited about. He's a two-way guy, does some pretty solid pitching, but does a whole lot of his best work in the batter's box. hitting .321 coming into today's game, which is pretty special for a first-year player on this team. They're really hoping that he's going to be something pretty incredible as he goes forward.
Yeah, just Borriello just tried to pick off James. And Jasmine strikes out. All right, we might have a new pitcher for the Knights. It's going to be number 34. Number 34, Brian Gregory, the sophomore out of Florida, New York. Very nice name.
There's been a new pitcher since the start of it.
Yeah, it's number 34. And at bat for the Bears is a pitch. And we got a bad throw, and James is going to third. It was a pickoff. Gregory tried to pick off James, but that was a bad throw. So I believe that's Cam James advanced to third on the error.
That's a tough look for Mount St. Mary's. You want to try and thread the needle, keep your advantage, not, let guys catch you asleep. But you got to make sure it's accurate. It's as simple as that, and it sounds easier than it looks. That is off the glove. Tough look there for Nolasco. That was just a little too tall for him. He tried to get a grip on it, bounced right out of the webbing.
Yep, and now pitching advanced has a RBI single. And Nolan DeAndre, the DH, is at bat.
Nolan DeAndre.
And a nice catch by the shortstop for the Knights. That's Tate, and that's going to end the side. Blair scored 1 run in the bottom of the third. We're going to get to the top of the fourth here on BSN.
Can't think of nothing else for you all night and day. It's like I got a first-class seat up on Ozzy's train. It's driving me insane. 5150, somebody call me po-po. I'm going crazy. Think about you, baby. 5150, just a side of loco. I'm going crazy. I love you, baby. Get your number, girl. I gotta call you up. I gotta get you riding shotgun in my truck. This really good of you I got. It ain't good enough. Yeah, you got me all messed up. 5150, somebody call me po-po. I'm going crazy. Think about you, baby. 5150, just a
All
second.
right. And we are back to the top of the fourth with Nolasco at bat. Merlin got caught stealing when Nolasco was at bat.
Interestingly enough, it looks like Bridgewater State's leaving Handrahan out there. Had 2 very solid scoreless innings coming in, and he's going to give up. No, he's not going to give up anything. That's right into the glove of Watkowski for out number 1. But yeah, Handrahan got kind of taken for a ride a little bit back in the third during that huge Mount St. Mary rally. But Bridgewater and Greg Zackerson, with enough confidence in him, they're going to keep him out here for the fourth.
Yeah, it's like Handrahan normally has a low ERA with 129. So that was kind of unusual for Handrahan, but he's still surviving. He would get credit of the win if the score is the way it is right now.
He's already got 1 out. That was Nolasco, who flied out into the glove of Watkowski, and now he's got Finch down 0-2. Very favorable position to be in. Another tall one, but it looks like that may be destined for the gap. No, it won't. My eyes deceived me again.
Yeah,
Wadkowski rolling right in. That's back-to-back flyouts to right.
Yep, Handrahan's having a bounce-back inning.
He could certainly use it after coughing up 5 in one frame.
Yep. Robert Bruss is at bat, the catcher.
Rust 1 for 1. Handrahan doesn't want to repeat that. That one's going to be foul.
Yep.
Up the third baseline. You know, it's things like this, that kind of resilience, that's what you got to have.
Yeah.
If you throw a bad inning or two, you got to make sure you're getting back on the horse, pulling yourself together and really focusing in, making sure that you're not too rattled, and making sure that you finish the job you started.
And Bruss swings and a miss for 0-2. Bruss had a double.
Handrahan taking his time there, and now they're going to call timeout, and Brust will take a step back.
Yep. And Bruss doubled in the third inning and scored on the bases clearing double for Franco.
Yeah, Robert Brust, bottom of the order, excuse me, but not half bad. A 244 average coming in today. He's in the hunt for his first home run of the year.
Yeah, a lot of nights they only have 3 on the year.
Such is the way of things, and that one was inside on him. I think that might be the first ball Handrahan has thrown in this inning.
Yeah.
So it's 1-2 with 2 outs. This is a good look for Handrahan if he can finish the job, and he does. That's Brust striking out. And Handrahan, another scoreless inning. That was quite the bounce back.
Yep, looks like it's gonna be his 6th strikeout of the game, and we'll be back with the bottom of the 4th here on BSN.
Friday after Friday, got here just in time when I hitting with a line before I went and lost my mind. And I ain't been here long, but the bombers in the pond going up, down, up, down, up, down. So now we're gonna raise a whole lot more than cane, 'cause there's money in the bank and some off Saturdays. So if they pass that bid, the jack this way, I turn it up, down, up, down, up, down. We're just holding it down here in BFE, still rolling around with a box CD, free bird, 5 minutes deep, head bobbing up, down, up, down, up, down. We got what we got, we don't need the rest. Can turn this parking lot into a party with a nice chest and some cold beer, man. We live it up, down, we live it up, down. Yeah. But you know how to feel. Yeah, the girls, they hit the spot.
Alright, we're gonna be back at the bottom of the 5th.
4th.
Bottom of the 4th, my bad.
But a lot of 5s, I don't blame you. It's a 6-5 game. Bears just only in front by a run. What a really chaotic couple of innings it's been. Bears piled 5 on Mount St. Mary back in the 2nd. Mount St. Mary comes back, and the Knights score 5 of their own in the top of the 3rd.
Yep.
Bears sent in one last frame, and now they enjoy that 1-run advantage. It's going to be Lindsay, Emerson, and Wadkowski.
And Thornell is the cleanup.
Lindsay's 1 for 1 so far today. He takes that one outside, ball 1. That one's tall and foul off to the right out of play.
Yeah, Lindsay had a RBI single in the 2nd, scoring pigeon, as that's going to be ball 2.
Lindsay took it there. Yeah, Kevin Lindsay hitting 360. That's a lot of power to stick at the bottom of the order. They are really trying to catch pitchers off guard. That one is tall, but not too long for Goodwin, who makes the catch for out number 1.
We are back to the top of the order with the second baseman, Scott Emerson.
Second baseman, number 2, Scott Emerson.
Has flied out and struck out. That's going to be strike 1. And that's going to be a ball to the dirt for ball 2.
Gregory, I can imagine, is trying to set a tone here. This is his first time facing the top of the order today. He's going to want to be very definitive, as that one is pulled foul off to the right. He's going to want to make sure that he doesn't show any sign of weakness. He wants to make sure he's on top of these guys so that they're not on top of him.
Yep.
That one's
Emerson fouls it, and that's going to be strike 2. 1-2 count for Gregory.
And I mean, Emerson hitting 306. There we go. That's another strikeout.
Yep, for Emerson. Gregory stuck 2 strikeouts this inning. Looking to strike out the side with Władkowski at bat.
Władkowski.
Władkowski had a RBI sacrifice fly who brought home Nolan DeAndre in the second inning.
And things like that are exactly why you're going to see, you see a guy like Gregory try to be very, very unequivocal in striking these guys out, sitting them down any way he can. This is a top of the order that even when they're, flying out, a guy like Władkowski is still able to drive in a run. They're still able to contribute. And Gregory's going to want to do everything he can to nip that in the bud. It may sound obvious, but it's easier said than done.
Yep.
That one was wild there, and that was ball 1 to Władkowski.
Władkowski hits it towards second. That's gonna be 3 outs, 1-2-3 inning for Gregory.
Tough play by Nolasco. He had to move over there to get a grip on that. Not easy to do.
Yep, and we're gonna be back with the top of the 5th. Got that one right, and on BSN. Alright, we are back with the top of the 5th with Colin Roper, then to Jack Goodwin and Anthony Franco, followed up by Tate. It's going to be Roper's second at bat of the game. He struck out. That's going to be a swing and they miss. And that's going to be strike 2 for Handrahan. Handrahan has 5 strikeouts. He hits it towards second with the jump through, and that's going to be out number 1.
What a move by Emerson. That was really athletic. Roper gave him a little bit of work there. That could have easily slid right past him into center right, but right on top of it. And Emerson was able to put him away with a pretty athletic move, if I may say so myself. If I did that, I would probably be on the ground writhing in pain right about now.
and Goodwin fouls it. We're back to the top of the order for the Knights. Goodwin has 2 singles in the first and the third.
Yeah, Goodwin hitting 254 this year. He's still trying to find some of his highs. He hit 348 last year, 511 the year before that. This is a guy who can be a real power hitter, drive in quite a few runs. He's already got 8 ribbies on the year, gone for extra bases 3 times, but he's still looking for his first homer. But no doubt about his ball to bat ability.
It's gonna hit the ground for ball 2. It was Handrahan who had a bounce back inning in the 4th. He hits it towards Mullis. And Mullis, it's going to be fair. Mullis is going to take it himself for the second out of the inning.
That's an interesting fair call. I mean, so it is. I wasn't sure if that was going to make the clearance on the fair side of the first base bag.
Sure either, because
he didn't even start moving. He assumed it was just a regular foul ball, but ruling on the field was fair ball, and he got caught off guard. Not that it really would have made much difference. I think Mullis, even if that had been more definitively fair, Mullis would have won the foot race.
But Anthony Franco is at bat. He had the bases clearing double in the 3rd inning.
Part of the deluge, the 5-run frame that Mount St. Mary put up. See, that's what you got to do on the offensive end. You can't let a team dog you like that for so long. This is a Bridgewater State team that's already had a season punctuated by a couple of blowout runaway wins. There have also been disappointments, certainly, but Mount St. Mary decided that they were not going to be on the losing end of one of those. And kudos to them. They really knuckled down and started picking their swings carefully.
And that's going to be strike 1 for a 3-1 count. Handrahan with the delivery. That's going to be his first walk of the game for Handrahan. He walks Franco, and now Tate, the shortstop, is at bat.
Number 13, Devin Tate.
Now Tate single to right center, and
Toss over to first isn't going to get Franco.
yeah, Tate singled and then advanced to second on an error by Lindsay.
Tate hitting 338 this year. He's really having a big comeback here. He's upped his batting average by more than 100 points. That one's foul. He just choked up a little bit too much on it. Yeah, Tate last year, very solid hitter through his first 3 years with this program. Slumped a little bit last year, sunk back down into the 220s, but he's definitely rounding back into form as a hitter this year for certain. The numbers bear that out.
And with the 0-1 delivery, that's going to make it 0-2. He swung for that one.
Yeah, it looked like he just got out a little bit in front. Handrahan kind of had him confused, a little bit slower than he was expecting. He just chased it a little bit too soon.
Handrahan with the 0-2 delivery. That's going to be foul, 0-2 count.
Opposite issue that time. He was just a smidge late.
Yeah.
And when I say, these hitters are early or these hitters are late, I mean by milliseconds. Just by virtue of how quickly all this is moving. This is not, how normal people would be early or late to a pitch. This is much tighter than that.
Handrahan with the 0-2 delivery. That's going to be wide for ball 1. Handrahan has 5 strikeouts in this game. And Tate hits it towards Lindsay, unable to get it. And that's going to be a single for Tate.
That's a good piece of hitting. Just a little bit too tall for Lindsay. Enough to put you aboard, move somebody else along. That's not half bad at all. Devin Tate trying to get a 2-out party started.
Now Marshall, he's grounded out and struck out in this game. Got runners at second and first. And that's going to be a pop-up. And Pigeon has a chance. An amazing catch by Pigeon. And that's going to end. That's going to end the top of the fifth here at Alumni Park. We're going to go to the bottom of the fifth with BSU. We'll be back on BSN. And we got Riley Thornell, the third baseman, followed by Mullis James.
Well, that's tall. That's out towards right. But rolling in to make the catch
Yeah, that's
was
gonna
Roper.
be Roper. Okay, good focus on that play. And just like that, Mullis is at bat.
The first baseman, number 13, Joey Mullis.
Mullis hit a single in the second. Hits it towards left, and that's
out of here.
Is gone for Joey Mullis. Solo home run. And
2 first pitch swings in the inning. One of them results in a flyout, but it had some distance on it. But Mullis leaves the house. That's a big, big shot. That's going to be Mullis' second of the year.
And now Cam James is at bat.
Cam James.
That's strike one called on him. This is what makes this Bridgewater team, in my opinion, as someone who's seen him a good amount of times. That's what makes them so interesting, right? I'm so excited I'm losing track of my words. You got a lot of freshmen coming up. You got guys like Thornell, Jasmine, who are really going to be special for this program, as that was foul tip into the mitt for the strikeout. But then you also have guys with a lot of experience who have been with this program for a while. They're really contributing as well. Guys like James, guys like Mullis, players who have been around this program, this clubhouse, and can really, show some of the new guys the ropes, but also still lend their skills.
Yeah, Jasmine follows it. Jasmine has a single and a strike, and has been struck out with the 0-1 count. A check swing, and I believe that's going to be strike 2.
It is. He definitely went around on that one. I could see it from up here, to be honest with you, as he takes that one in the dirt for ball 1. Daniel Jasmine's already pretty good at this. My humble opinion, guessing right now on April 11th, 2023, is he's only going to get better from here. I think he's going to be someone very solid for this program.
He popped out to foul towards 104. And that's going to be a 1-2 count for Jasmine.
And a souvenir for the gentleman walking over to collect it.
And Jasmine with the ball 2. 2-2 count. Gregory's still on the mound. And that's going to be another foul. Count is 2-2.
I think that was a good move. There was a lot of really great stuff on that pitch.
Gregory at the 2-2 delivery.
Ah.
And swung an outside pitch, and that's going to be a strikeout for Jasmine.
Yeah, Gregory wasn't about to cough up another foul ball. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me.
Yeah,
He gets
that
Jasmine
ball was
that time.
outside. I don't think Jasmine should have swung. So, but anyways, we're going to be at the top of the 6th. The Bears are leading 7-5. We'll be back on BSN. Alright, and the Knights are at bat.
Whew. A little bit of off speed from Handran. That's strike 1 to Merlin.
Yep. It's going to be Merlin, Nolasco, Finch, and cleanup spot is Brust. An amazing grab by Thornell. You lined it out to third. And that's going to be out number 1.
You know, for all the talk about an announcer's jinx, can I just say, it wasn't so long ago I was talking about the new guys on this team, and now we see this amazing play by Thornell.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. I'm not going to take too much credit.
Well, that's not a jinx, because a jinx would be if it turned into a bad thing.
Hey, I wasn't the one making the catch, all right?
Yeah.
That's
Meanwhile-
Witkowski right underneath for out number 2. So 2 down already. The scoring avalanche has slowed down considerably, it seems like.
Yep. Shane Finch is at bat. That's going to be strike 1. Finch singled towards third in the top of the third in the 5-run inning. And that's going to be strike 2.
Andrehan sped way up on him from pitch 1 to pitch 2.
And that's going to count ball 1, count 1-2. Hendran with the 1-2 delivery. And
That's way foul out of play.
Yep.
Thankfully, nobody in the way.
And that's
Wow.
going to be strike 3. And Hendran strike out the last batter.
That's
1-2-3 inning. And that's we're gonna go towards the bottom of the 6th. We'll be back here on BSN. we're back with the bottom of the sixth with BSU batting. That's going to be the catcher Pigeon, followed by the DH DeAndre and Lindsay, and then back to the top of the order for Emerson.
Yeah, Bears up 7-5 right now, heading to the bottom of the sixth. They're hoping to make this a more comfortable lead if they can, but Mount St. Mary's has really, they've put on quite a show themselves today. This is going to be, I think, a tough knockdown, drag-out fight to the end.
Yeah, Pigeon's been the MVP so far with 3 RBIs in this game. He's hit a double and a single. And the pitch. And he hits it towards right. And Pigeon's going to get his second single, his third hit of the game. And Nolan DeAndre is going to be in the batter's box with Pigeon at first.
The designated hitter, number 10, Nolan DeAndre.
That's 3 for 3 for Pigeon. DeAndre going to try to capitalize on that here. Just painted the outer edge. That was a tough little look by Gregory.
Now DeAndre hits it towards third. That's going to be 1. That's going to be...
That's a double play.
Yep.
They take down Pigeon at second, DeAndre at first, the 5-4-3. That's expertly executed. This is what I mean, right? This is going to be a fight to the very end. Mount St. Mary's, they are not going down without some solid defense and without taking some more swings.
Yes.
This is neither of these teams is going to fold.
Now Lindsay is at bat. Lindsay had a RBI single in the second.
And I should clarify, the thought just occurred to me. The team playing right now, this team in blue, is Mount St. Mary, not to be confused with Mount St. Mary's in Maryland. This is Mount St. Mary from New York, a little bit closer, and seemingly decently represented. I'm looking out in the stands, I'm seeing some blue. We got some Knights fans who came out today. That one is going out towards center, rolling underneath it, and it's just a little bit too far for Goodwin. That's going to be a stand-up double for Lindsay.
And now Lindsay's 2 for 3, and we got Lindsay at second with Emerson going into the batter's box.
The second baseman, number 2, Scott Emerson.
Yeah, Bears have found some success slotting Lindsay at the bottom so far this year. It's a lot of power to put in the 9 hole, but he's really been excelling there. He's been providing a jolt in the later parts of the order. He's been a good segue for the top of the order, usually Emerson and Witkowski. I think what they've got going with this sort of 9-1-2 order, very, very effective.
Yeah.
They've deployed it a lot this year.
And then it's followed up by Molis usually too.
Yeah, you got Thornell hitting third today, Molis clean up.
Yeah.
Bears have really ironed out a lot of the kinks, any of the kinks that might have haunted them last year, at least on the batting end.
That's gonna be strike 1, 2-1 count. And Emerson is ahead. He's been struck out twice in this game. Emerson swings and misses. And Lindsay on a bad throw. He's gonna advance to third.
So strike 2, but the benefit of it is Lindsay scampering over to third on the error.
Yeah, that should be a throwing error on Brost.
It's a tough look. Lindsay had a pretty decent lead. I don't blame him for taking his chances.
And Emerson hits towards third.
Oh, that's way too tall. They're going to hit Merlin with the error, and that's Lindsay coming home to score.
Yep, on the unearned run for Lindsay. And Emerson's going to advance to second on the error. And we got Joe Ladkowski, the right fielder, in the batter's box. with 2 outs. He's hit a sac fly that brought home a runner.
Yeah, Jay's gonna. I mean, you can see he's already hacking. Jay's gonna try to drive one in here if he can.
Yep.
But it's a tough calculus. You got to make sure you're playing it safe, especially with 2 out already. Run coming in, and he's now 0-2. That's 2 big swings. He's thinking RBI.
Yeah.
You can smell it up here. But
Yeah, it's just thinking big.
this is a guy who's usually a pretty careful hitter. I've seen him walk a good couple of times. That's a wild pitch there, and the problems are just continuing in the frame. Mount St. Mary, they're going to have to reset a little bit once they step back over to the defensive end at the, next time they're back up, they're going to have to reconsider this.
Yeah, and Emerson advanced to third on the wild pitch. I'm surprised they're not, the Knights aren't having a pitcher's mound visit here.
This is going to be the 52nd pitch for Gregory, and that one is tall out towards center. Goodwin's rolling out underneath it.
Gone.
No, it is not. Warning track, though. Easy trot in for Emerson, and that's an RBI double for Witkowski.
Yeah, and bad throw. Witkowski, if they allowed it, he could have gone to third too.
He took a couple gutsy swings at the start, but he warmed himself up sufficiently. It definitely paid off there. Now Witkowski drives in another run with 2 out.
The Knights do have a pitcher warming up in the bullpen. And Thornell fouled it off. So
A little bit of a hello to the Mount St. Mary dugout.
yeah. Thornell driven to right.
Looks like it should be playable. I see Roper underneath, and he'll make that catch. He's been good for those all day.
And that's going to be the end of the 6th, but not without two runs for the Bears. Bears are up 9-5, and we're going to be back at the top of the 7th on BSN. Alright, and we're going to head to the top of the 7th. The Bears have called to the bullpen with Trey Yesu, who's wearing number 24. The freshman. He's made 5 appearances. He started a game. He has a 1-2 record. Pitched 16 innings with a 3.94 ERA.
Yeah, Yesu, another one of these first-year guys that the Bears are pinning a lot of hopes and dreams on, and he pulls a foul ball out of Brust for strike one. It's going to be Brust, Roper, and Goodwin facing Yesu first up here in the top of the 7th. Brust is 1 for 2. It was a double.
That's going to be a pop out. It's going to be played by somebody, and that's
That's
going to be
Thornell.
Yep.
Thornell's had a couple of slick defensive plays today. That's one of them. Would you believe that's the least eventful catch he's made in the last couple innings?
Yeah. Now Brust is out on a pop out, and we got the right fielder Roper, who's been excellent defensively for the Knights. He's been struck out and grounded out in the 5th. And that's going to be a ball 1. 1-1 count for Yesu. He swings and a miss.
Strike
And that's
2.
going to be strike 2.
Yeah, Roper's trying to climb back a bit. A slight slump in his hitting stats from last year, although he's improved in some ways. His slugging percentage is up. He slugs that one tall out towards center. But it's right underneath for James. So that's 2 down for Yesu. This is a solid start. Solid way to start a relief outing.
Yep. And we're going to get back to the top of the order with Jack.
Number 4, Jack Goodwin.
Yep, Jack Goodwin, the center fielder. That's going to be ball 1.
Yeah, Goodwin's 2 for 3 today. He's come in to score, but he's going to knock that one right into the glove of Lindsay. Tough little line out low to the floor, but it's good for the 3rd out.
Yep, a 1-2-3 inning for Yesu. And we're going to head into the bottom of the 7th. And I'm seeing a pitcher come out of the Knights bullpen. But we'll update you when we get back here on BSN.
Fans, your attention please. Now first base for the Knights, number 10, Michael DiGiovanni. And now on the mound for the Knights, number 99, Liam Moran.
Alright, and we got a couple changes for the Knights. Number 99, Liam Horan, the sophomore out of Stony Point, New York, is on the mound.
Leading off number 13.
And at first base, we got Michael DiGiovanni, the graduate student out of Shirley, New York.
Yeah, Horan in his 2nd year with this program comes in with a 5.40 ERA. He's 0-3 on the year in 7 appearances. Looking to fix that up just a little bit He started 5 of his 7 appearances, but they bring him on in relief today. Swinging that one is foul off to the right.
We got Mullis at bat. He
Has gone deep.
Most
notably.
gone deep.
Took-
His last appearance.
Took a little solo homer back in the 5th. That one's a little bit too tall for Brust. Yeah, Horan's definitely on the way up in this pitching rotation for sure. He's trimming some numbers. That off speed's just a little bit inside, ball 2. Definitely trying to trim his numbers down a bit. Again, 5.40 ERA this year, but it was 6.28 last year, so he's definitely improving, making strides, and that's what you always want to see from someone who's going to be a reliable part of the rotation. That is out towards center field. That's got height, but it is right into the glove. Good vision by Goodwin getting underneath that. That's not an easy read. He could have lost that in the sun very easily.
But Goodwin's not going to let Mullis get deep once again. So, but we got the center fielder Cam James at bat.
Play like that is twofold, right? It shows you the kind of power that Joey Mullis can put on the ball, but it also shows you the really solid defense that Mount St. Mary has played today. They've gotten under some tough catches.
Yeah. Cam James has 2 singles in this game.
That one came way inside on him. Moran has 3 batters he's plunked so far this year.
That's going to be a 1-1 delivery for Horan. Swings and a miss for Cam James, who's been struck out already in this game.
Yeah, that was a tricky one. Looked like he just swung a little bit too high at a pitch that was a little bit too low. That one's foul. He just barely got a piece of it. He knew he was late on that too.
Yeah.
Kind of talking to himself.
Yeah, not giving up. Not giving up though for James. Horan with the 1-2 delivery. James hits it towards third. That's going to be an eat, but
And they're going to say he tagged him. Looks like DiGiovanni tagged him before he could hit the bag. And so that's the second out. Couple of good defensive plays. Horan's got a good start. He's already sent 2 back to the dugout.
yeah, I mean, Giovanni. It was off the bag, but
Tagged him anyway.
Yeah, great focus on that play. Just like that, Daniel Jasmine has entered the batter's box. And Jasmine hits it towards short. That's going to be another eat.
Oh, way too tall.
Be way too high for the first baseman. And that's going to be Jasmine is going to advance to second.
That's been a couple times now that what were supposed to be routine tosses over to first have just gone a little bit too high. DiGiovanni's the victim this time over at first. It was Finch before him. Those are plays you gotta make. That's foundational.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you end up with guys like Daniel Jasmine on base, and Daniel Jasmine could speed away from you like that.
Yeah.
For all you know, the way this has gone so far, either one of these teams could turn a situation like this into a run driven in with 2 outs.
Yeah. Pitch in is at bat. He's hit a double and 2 singles. He's had 3 RBIs. That's going to be a ball down low. That's going to be ball 1.
Yeah, well placed laterally, but it definitely sat low. Pretty good take by Pigeon.
And the pitch. That's going to be outside. That's going to be inside. Excuse me. That's going to be ball 2.
Daniel Jasmine has a pretty comfortable lead off of second. He's really waiting for someone to put him in motion.
That's going to be strike one for Haran. Haran with the 2-1 delivery. That's going to be ball down low, and that's going to be a wild pitch, and Jasmine's going to advance to third.
Not the first time a wild pitch has moved a Bear base runner to third today, and last time it happened, it came back to bite Mount St. Mary. The Knights are going to have to be really careful how they approach this now, especially,
Yeah, and Jasmine did score on a wild pitch, too.
Mm-hmm. He's not afraid to run when the opportunity presents itself, I should say. Excuse me.
Pigeon swings and a miss. That's going to make it a full count.
This is Horan's chance to really do something special, thread the needle here with a guy 90 feet away.
Horan with the 3-2 pitch. That's going to be ball 4, and Pigeon's going to see.
Yeah, they're at the corners now. That's tough,
Yep.
That was an I'm trying to trick you kind of pitch. He sat that right in sort of the limbo zone where, you could see a strike call, you could see a ball. He was really trying to grab the outer edge of that batter's box and fool Pigeon, but Pigeon had a good look at it, didn't want it, and he earns himself a trip aboard.
Him all expenses paid trip. DeAndre swings and a miss. Yeah, I did get the all expenses paid from my partner, so.
I'm too busy craning my neck trying to look at left field to think too much, I suppose. Nature of the beast when you're sat on one side or the other here in this box. Nice place to be, though. It's an 0-2 count on DeAndre. Horan could finish it off right here. That one was just a little bit low. Good stop by Brust. That one could have been a bouncer if he'd given that one a little bit too much leeway. But he's learned from past mistakes. That's what you're supposed to do in this game all the time. And he played that one very carefully, kept anyone from moving.
Horan with the 1-2 pitch.
The runner's in motion. He pulls it out of him. I'd call that a solid inning by Horan if I saw one.
Yep.
No score allowed. He worked his way out of a jam, and he worked his way out really well.
Yep, with two runners stranded on base. We're going to head to the top of the 8th here on BSN.
Fellow fielder,
And
number 17, Anthony Franco.
Anthony Franco is at bat for the Knights, the left fielder. He's going to be followed by Tate, the DH Marshall, and cleaned up by Merlin.
Yeah, Yesu's going to have to really kind of keep it balanced here, facing some tough hitters. Franco is no walk in the park, and he's going to line that one right over to Lindsay, though. Toss to first is going to get him. Anthony Franco is a guy who can really take you for a ride with the bat, but Trey Yesu gets a little bit of help from his infield, as intended.
The shortstop, 13, Devin Tate.
Devin Tate's 2 for 3, though. This guy's not exactly going to be a picnic either. That one's out of play. Well, foul off to the right. 0-1.
Yeah, Tate has 2 singles in this game.
Yezu had a really solid first frame of work, but he's really facing some tough hitters. But he's getting a lot of help from Lindsay. That's 2 really solid defensive plays. That is a little bit of shortstop 101 from Kevin Lindsay out there right now. And Trey Yezu really setting him up well. Keeping some guys who can get a lot of distance from getting a lot of distance.
Yep. Marshall has struck out looking on his last trip. He fouled out to Pigeon on the amazing catch. And now he faces 1-0 count. He fouls it towards the press box.
That was the 3D experience for the folks in the stands.
Yep.
This is the thing with being at a place like Alumni. You're not exactly super well protected, as that's a big swing and a miss at strike 2 from Marshall. You're not exactly safe from foul balls. I know I've heard from David Souza, our friend out on camera today, as that one's outside for ball 2. He has nearly fallen victim to a couple foul balls that have come his way over the months and years that he's been with BSN.
Yeah.
You know, you have to always be vigilant during softball and baseball season here at Bridgewater. That one's strike 3 called. That was just well placed. Didn't even look like Marshall went around, but Yezu gets him rung up.
Yep.
And he gets a very solid 1-2-3 inning.
Yep. Bottom of the 8th here on BSN. Alright, we're here at the bottom of the 8th with Lindsay, Emerson, and Vladkowski, and Thornell on the cleanup.
Yeah, Bears have a 9-5 advantage coming in, hoping to add to that. But you don't know, we've seen a whole lot of good stuff from Mount St. Mary on the defensive end so far today. I wouldn't be shocked if that continued.
Yep.
Horan certainly had a very good outing in his first frame back in the 7th. Kept it scoreless. Can't ask for more. That came way inside. Ooh!
That's gonna be a hit batsman for Lindsay, but that did not look good from my vantage point.
No, Lindsay's going to pay his way to first base with a bruise at least, but he was wincing right out of the gate. That's tough. Tough look. Hope he's good. That's the 4th HBP of the year for Horan, but certainly didn't look like any ill intent or anything like that there. Nothing of the kind. Just unfortunate all around. They're going to keep Lindsay in. He's not too unwell to run, apparently. That pickoff attempt is no good.
That's Scott Emerson in his
Looked like arm.
in his last appearance. He reached first on an error by the third baseman.
He's got one on, nobody out. But he's going to be facing off against Horan, who's really looking to course correct after that HBP. Well, I guess would be Liam Horan's going to be laser focused even more than he already was.
Warren with the pitch.
Pulls a big foul ball out of him. That's 1-1 on Emerson. Horan put some heat on that pickoff attempt there. It wasn't enough, though. That might be one of the fastest pickoff throws I've seen at Alumni Park this year. 1-1. That is right through. Oh, dive is not going to be enough for Nolasco to get on top of it.
Emerson's going to hold up at first. Lindsay's going to advance to third. We're going to get Joey Lakowski in the batter's box. But no outs in the bottom of the 8th.
Yeah, Jay's got him at the corners. He's going to really look to capitalize with nobody out. That was a good little piece of hitting, I got to say, by Emerson that set it up. Nolasco, a very competent second baseman, but that one just slid right past him. Good defense, better hitting.
It's Jay Lakowski.
Jay's already moved a couple around today. He's got 2 RBIs and already rolling easily. That was ball 1, and the bag is stolen by Emerson, and now he's got 2 in scoring position. This might be one of the most favorable positions the Bears have been in all day. Just a little bit of confusion at the plate for Brust, but 1-0 count now on Witkowski. We did see Horan work himself out of a pretty similar jam in the last frame, though. He's certainly very good at getting down to brass tacks and just getting outs. We saw that back in the 7th. He had runners at first and third and still made his way out unscathed. There's no telling what he could do. So only now are we back at it. Witkowski back in the box.
Yeah, with the 1-0 count.
Witkowski's already got 2 runs driven in today. He's in the hunt for at least 1 more here, and now it's going to be another timeout.
Horan with the 1-0 delivery. Witkowski's going to follow it off.
It's going to be... And they've just put Witkowski on, possibly. I'm not sure if this is an intentional walk. Must be. So a possible intentional walk is going to put Witkowski on and load the bases. That's interesting.
Riley Thornell, who's 0 for 4.
You know, this is a... They're thinking maybe possible catcher interference, but I don't know. It would be a really interesting move as ball 1 comes in low on Thornell. I feel like it would be a pretty strange move to, with no outs, intentionally load the bases. And I know that that's a decision that is not made by Horan. That's going to be made by Mount St. Mary HQ, but still. Kind of an odd move with nobody out. And that one is tall, and that's why it's such an odd move. That's going to fall for at least 1 run and maybe more. Looks like it's just going to stay 1. Little RBI single to center, but single to center. Try saying that 5 times fast by Riley Thornell.
And we've got Joey Mullis in the batter's box. He already went yard
Number 13, Joey Mullis.
in this game.
Yeah, 2 for 4, 1 RBI. That's himself. And he's got the bags loaded with nobody out. That's Thornell at first, Witkowski at second, Emerson at third.
Yeah, that is Mullis can be very dangerous, right? You know, he's already proven that he can go deep. You know, he can go yard today.
It'll be a big look for Horan if he's able to pull himself out of this. He gets strike 1 called there, freezes him up.
It's going to be a 1-1 count. Bears are leading by 5 at the bottom of the 8th with bases loaded, no outs. Horan with the 1-1 pitch.
Pulls another big swing and a miss out of him. That's strike 2.
Yeah, it looks like it was fouled off.
Obviously a very favorable position for Horan to be in. They say the biggest journey begins with a single step. This would be a much needed strikeout here for Liam Horan.
Horan with the 1-2 delivery. Mullins hits it towards right.
Roper's coming in to grab it, and he is just outside of it.
And that's going to be an RBI, a blue RBI single for Mullis. Second RBI of the game. And the Bears are up by 6. We got Cam James.
Number 3, Cam James.
This is a moment where I start to question that intentional walk from earlier, if it was indeed an intentional walk.
Yep, and Horan's going to get a visit from the pitcher's mound, and we're going to get a new pitcher from the bullpen of the Knights. Horan's day is done. He's pitched 1 inning, allowed 2 earned runs, strikeout, and 2 walks.
Yeah, Horan doing what he can against the team that's just been really loud with the bat this year. You know, this is a team that can start to pile up runs on you if you're not extra careful, and he was. Through a scoreless inning, certainly had a very competent day, but put in kind of an awkward position, and they're going to bring somebody new out.
Hands now pitching for the Knights. Number 48, Michael DiTullio.
Alright, and we're back here on BSN with bases loaded. We got a new pitcher for the Knights. It's gonna be number 48, Michael DiTullio, the sophomore out of Montgomery, New York. Went to Valley Central High School.
Yeah, DiTullio trying to get back into form himself. Threw a 5 even ERA last year. This year he's up to 14.54. He's trying to figure it out as a foul ball from Cam James comes right over our heads. That was nearly destined for our window. Yeah, eight appearances. He doesn't have a win or a loss, but that ERA is high. He's going to work really hard here, no doubt, to try to pull that down and sort of right the ship.
Pitched 8 2/3 innings, too.
And he's already thrown 2 strikes to Cam James. That's a good way to start.
Bases loaded. No outs at the bottom of the 8th. DiTullio with the 0-2 pitch. That's going to be a ball 1.
Yeah, he tried to slow things down there, trick James with the curveball, see if he could get him to bite.
Yep.
Just stayed a little bit too high for him.
Yep, we got Latkowski at third, Thornell at second.
Oh, they're going to ring him up. Wowza. That's a much-needed strikeout. DiTullio comes out throwing some fists.
Yep, that's going to be Cam. Struck out for the 2nd time today. We got Daniel Jasmine in the batter's box.
Number 12, Dan Jasmine.
Dan Jasmine is 1 for 4. He's been struck out twice.
DiTullio already working quickly there, able to find the spot on a lefty.
Yep.
That's a much-needed skill.
Yep. Jasmine singled in the 2nd and scored on the wild pitch. And Jasmine swings and a miss, and that's going to be a quick 0-2 count for DiTullio.
Yeah, DiTullio fools him there. Jasmine goes chasing one way outside. This is a guy with a loud bat.
DiTullio with the 0-2 pitch. And struck out. Jasmine is struck out. That's going to be 2 strikeouts to enter the game for DiTullio.
Yeah, he pulled Jasmine low that time, kept it a little bit closer to the floor, got him to try to go golfing, and it worked its way into a 3-pitch strikeout.
Yep. There you got Matthew pitching. 3 for 3, 3 RBIs. He's got hit 2 singles and a double.
Yeah, DiTullio would love this to be a 3 strikeout frame for him, but as ball 1 is a little bit low and away out there. Matt Pidgeon's a guy who's been lethal with the bat today. He's 3 for 3. He's sent 3 runners home. And as we've seen, both of these teams have done some pretty solid work with 2 outs already on the board.
Yep. Pigeon also
Anything's
had
possible.
a walk. That's going to be strike 1 for DiTullio.
They're working a pretty wide strike zone on Mr. Pigeon right now.
Yeah.
If I may say so myself. Not that DiTullio is half bad at this. He's got 2 Ks already. That one is definitely up and away, though.
That's going to be 2-1 count. Pigeon is ahead. Pigeon's looking to, bring some runners home. Got Lakowski at third, Thornell at second, Mullis at first. That's going to be ball 3, 3-1 count.
Yeah, DiTullio's going to have to be careful not to force one in right here. Another ball would send Jay Witkowski across home plate.
DiTullio with the 3-1 pitch.
That's ball 4.
Gonna be ball 4, and
That'll force one in. So here comes Witkowski, and the Bears are going to be up 7 now.
yep, 12-5. And we got the DH Nolan DeAndre, who's been 0 for 4, been struck out once.
Number 10, Nolan DeAndre.
And he's reached first on an error in the second.
That's a tall one, foul, well out of play.
Yep. Looking for his first base hit of the game, and he's potentially at least 1 RBI.
But they've got 2 outs to contend with, and DiTullio let 1 walk aside. He threw 2 strikeouts back-to-back before that. This is a guy I'd be worried about dealing to me.
That's going to be a check swing. That's going to be a ball 2.
That's actually
strike 2.
They're actually going to say that was a called strike, too.
Yeah.
He just barely held up, DeAndre did, but it was simply well placed by DiTullio.
Julio with the 0-2 pitch. And DeAndre is going to be struck out. 3 runners stranded. But the bottom of the 8th comes with 3 runs to the Bears. And they're up by 7. We're heading to the top of the 9th. The last chance for the Knights. Here on BSN.
And to your attention, now pitching for the Bears, number 34, Tyler Da Silva Medeiros.
And we're going to be back with the top of the ninth. Bears got a new pitcher, the closer, Tyler Da Silva Medeiros, who's been tied with the BSU saves record for career saves.
Yeah, Da Silva Medeiros, career closer. This is everything he does. Last innings is bread and butter. 4 saves already this year. This probably won't be a save situation if it proceeds as he hopes. And that's strike one called. But, you know, still important to keep himself fresh. 4 saves and 5 appearances is not half bad at all.
And the pitch, that's going to be a pass ball. And that's going to be ball 1. 1-1 count for Da Silva Medeiros.
Yeah, he's going to be working at a minimum against Merlin, Nolasco, and DiGiovanni. This is Merlin in the box right now. That's a foul tip, it sounded like. Yes, indeed.
And that's going to be strike 2.
Well, Da Silva Medeiros already has 7 strikeouts on the year. Only 2 walks, only 1 earned run.
And the 1-2 pitch, that's going to be outside for ball 2.
A valiant effort at a creative little frame-up job by Pigeon, but it just wasn't enough to get the home plate official on their side.
And the 2-2 pitch.
That's a pop-up. Couple different gloves looking for it.
Lakowski is going to get it. He's going to take out Merlin on the fly. And that's going to bring up Nolasco, the second baseman.
That was a tough look for Witkowski. Emerson was there, James was there. He was rolling into a little bit of traffic, but he was not distracted one bit. That one's a little bit low for Nolasco, 1-0.
Nolasco is 0 for 3. He's been struck out.
Oh, is that a foul, or they're going to say foul ball? I almost wondered if Nolasco took a piece of it, either foul or otherwise, but that's just a foul ball for 1-1.
Yep. Nolasco's flied out and lined out and struck out. And the 1-1 pitch, that's going to be down low for ball 2.
Yeah, he keeps slinging them low, Da Silva Medeiros says. He's really trying to trick some of these hitters into chasing high. Pulls a foul out of Nolasco for strike 2.
And the 2-2 pitch.
Oh, in there, strike 3 called.
Yep. Nolasco is struck out.
Knights are down.
We're going to get for the potentially the last batter of the game, DiGiovanni, the first baseman, who entered as a defensive substitution.
Emphasis on potentially. This is baseball. Anything can happen. Oh, that one was behind. DiGiovanni, oh, he plunked him.
Yep.
That is not something you see every day for Tyler Da Silva Medeiros. That's a tough look. TDM's placement usually pretty good. It is not common at all for him to hit a guy, but he did. So DiGiovanni aboard with 2 outs.
Yep.
The catcher, number 5, Robert Ross.
Yep, and the Knights get one more chance with Russ at the plate. Russ has been struck out, and he's hit a double. That's going to be a ball down low. That's going to be ball 1, 1-0 count.
He's really keeping him low, Da Silva Medeiros is.
That's going to be strike one. 1-1 count.
2 away. Bears still have the 7-run advantage and possibly likely to keep it unless Mount St. Mary really starts going off on a tear right here, right now.
Yeah, with 2 outs. And 1-1 pitch. Russ hits it towards, and that's going to go over the second. That's going to be the final out of the game. The Bears 12, Knights 5 on this big win.
Yeah, quick little 6-4 to seal it up. Kevin Lindsay didn't get too fancy with it. He's able to get the out needed to close up this game. Bears were able to put away another win. It was really tough fighting between both of these teams. Mount St. Mary had a whole lot of great defense, whole lot of great offense, some really skillful hits, but it just wasn't enough in the end, and the Bears come away with a win.
Yep, the next telecast for BSN will be on Friday, April 14th against Salem State, 3 o'clock start time. Hope you join us for that game. But that'll be it with me and Zachary and Matthew Donahue. It is a great day to be a Bear. Thank you for watching and have a good evening.